Hello and welcome to Jade Kind Gaming. My name is Bob and this is the 31st session of the 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons campaign, Shadow Kingdoms 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons campaign. I don't know how I failed to say it correctly, but
doesn't matter.
So we have
all the words are in there.
Austin as Mary, Ryan as Mother June, Adam as Dr. Richter, and Nick as Mary. We're starting off where we left off, which was at the morning meeting on Friday, where we're giving people orders.
Yeah, for Steve and Spartacus.
Job's done.
All right. What are we gonna have Steve and Spartacus do? So Spartacus is like moving things.
Indeed.
Steve is legal.
Did Spartacus only need to prep the transfer of Dr. Doomstairs good the one time, or is that he's going to have to do that every time?
He just got a crew tenant, so he won't have to do it every time now.
Okay, so that'll be one of their jobs of just aim, securely sell stuff. Gotcha.
But as far as what
Steve got a straight edge lieutenant, didn't he?
You don't know. You haven't met Steve.
I know, but the idea that he gave it to us was that he was not aware of the business that he was helping.
Oh, yes. I thought you were talking about personality-wise, but yes, Steve got someone to run his practice with him.
Mm-hmm.
So the guy doesn't know that he's doing a lot of Steve's work.
Yeah.
Because a lot of what he does is perfectly legal. He just,
Okay, so this food kitchen is being financed by a knight. Would there be some legal maneuvering as far as even just getting information, as far as like following a paper trail that might work with gaining information that we want to have him do?
Don't we have... Oh, she's going to be so mad doing that? I've completely forgotten his name.
Abbott. But I love that that's the replacement name.
She's gonna be so mad.
Yeah. He said that a lot, so.
It is his catchphrase.
Oh, you're gonna be so mad.
Yeah, we have him filing general
money trail. Yeah, okay.
Could we have Steve look into the legal guard situation over there? Like, do they really have...
It's pretty obvious. We've already figured out what the guards do. They march through the district through the main thoroughfare, not looking to the side all that much.
Yeah.
So ambush them on behalf of the poor
people? But that sounds like that is probably an illegal thing to be being done that they're doing for their own skin, right?
Possibly.
So that might be something that he could check on. Is there some sort of pressure that can be put on the guard in that region that, hey, you're not doing the job you're supposed to be doing?
There might be potentially corrupt guards that are being paid off in order to allow things to go on as they do.
Which isn't legal.
And the one guy you talked to said the guards were the dangerous ones, like they would beat someone to death.
Yeah.
Unlike the soup kitchen workers, like the soup kitchen workers won't probably let us starve, but the guard would kill us. So they might have a thing that's worth investigating.
So it's like, if we care about cleaning out the guards, my other suggestion...
Well, I also want to get just a general feel of how murder is handled in their district if we just start picking people off. Will there be big investigations and other stuff, or are they just like, it's the slums, people die. What you gonna do?
Don't. Time, Jake.
Because my other thing was figuring out, Steve could figure out any of, if we'd have any inroads to getting ownership of a property in the slums after we take it over.
Again, I doubt anyone in the slums actually owns the stuff in the slums, so...
No. Yeah, that seems to be the case, that the knight probably owns the lion's share of at least some of the important areas there.
But wasn't that what Abbott was checking down the money trail for?
Yeah.
So we don't know that for sure. As for Spartacus, do we need anything moved? We have some cash. And that Obsidian Horse that hasn't been looked at, do we want to get like a carriage put together for our use?
The Obsidian?
Albany?
Ebony?
Ebony.
Yeah.
Ebony and Albany.
Yeah.
Ivory.
and ivory. No.
Tomatoes.
Yeah.
No, it's tomato. It's not tomato. I don't care what. Was it Barney that said that?
Are you sure? Because they're spelled the same. So
Yeah.
like dove and dove.
What about H and H?
Hate.
Oh, that's just the Brits being up their own bum.
Object and object.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but those are all extra words.
Yeah, but
Tomato isn't.
those are all real things. No one says tomato. That just doesn't exist. That's a lie.
I'm gonna say tomato for now.
Well, it's like nobody says tomato here.
Just to her too. Just to her too.
Or in any of the multiple states that I have lived in, and it's been like
Because if you say tomato, I guess you don't say
3.
potato.
It would be
Yeah, no one
weird
says
if
that
you said
either.
Tomato and potato.
yeah,
It'd be potato.
It's like
Yeah,
you're doing
no one
this
says
on
that
purpose.
either.
You're doing this on purpose.
yeah, you're doing that on purpose.
Potato.
That's okay.
Yeah, taters.
Yeah, I've heard people say taters.
But yeah, say we could definitely do that. Cause yeah, we still got Molly and Hammerstein looking into the extordium for right now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, check and see if we can find out more information about the guard situation for Steve and company.
And then just maybe get a carriage or some sort of conveyance from
And then
Spartacus.
have him purchase something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't think that would take him all that long to do if we just wanted to have him go out and purchase something.
Yeah, that would probably just be a day of him finding the best prices.
Yeah. As far as more of a long-term thing for Spartacus to be doing after that, I'm guessing would be like preparing himself to be able to set up inroads into the slum area to be able to move stuff. Because my idea is that once we get done with this week, that we'll have Doomsayer switch over to actual production for ourselves instead of just money.
Yeah. And yeah, I could see setting up production of how we can move a bunch of food into the slums. You know, get some cheap buyers over in either this area or the Headless, and then, you know, overtake the soup kitchen once we displace them to, you know, the people to actually like us, to turn them into our army.
Mm-hmm.
Versus vicious feedings and letting people starve unless they work for us.
Just flood the place with food.
No, that's not how it's going to get. People are going to be rewarded for loyalty.
It'll be the same scam as the food kitchen's doing, just worked a different way.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as getting them out, I mean, as far as just causing chaos.
What?
Oh, I just figured murder the higher-ups in the food kitchen.
We've been able to access them. There've been children in the way the whole time. Multiple, although you look at them another way, there's only one.
You seem to be going off in your own delusions.
Yes, that's what it seems like over there.
Anyways, yeah, just go. Once I have a little more of the sewer mapped out, I'm gonna start watching the soup kitchen, see if I can find the... Is it Craig? I got no idea.
Gustav.
Gustav.
Well,
Find out where he lives and maybe just try to take him out.
Yeah. Well, we have a I have given a physical description of what the guy I saw, who is probably Gustav, looks like. So.
I believe Molly confirmed.
So you should be able to spot him, especially since I guess one thing to watch out for is if you see anybody going out with the marker coins. That if it seems like they just got their hands on him, he's probably around there since he's the guy who handles that.
The Steve's obsidian. It's not ebony, which is a type of wood.
Okay.
Not that it matters.
Yeah.
What it is.
So, yeah, I guess Spartacus to purchase a carriage and then look into...
Some cheap horses? Or
It was ebony when that was given to me. Is it changed back to Obsidian?
It was always Obsidian. It's in my notes as Obsidian. If someone else fucked up, that's not my fault.
It could totally have been me. I did it just now.
Yeah, and you're the one that handed it to me, so.
Mm-hmm.
It's gone from wood to stone!
Well, we knew it was magic, so.
So you're looking for having Spartacus buy a carriage and horses? Horses? Pieces?
It's like, do we want a fleet of horses for when we travel?
I'm not
Or-
sure if that's-
Well, a carriage without horses is now what one would consider useful.
Yeah. So at least 2, I guess, is the minimum we would need to pull a carriage.
You can pull a
You can
carriage.
pull a carriage with a single horse.
Because the idea is that we'd be using the figurine, right? Or
We haven't actually identified what magic that has.
Yeah,
I also don't.
No one has identified the figurine.
I also don't know.
It has only been a day.
Yeah. What the Obsidian one's actual time scale is.
Yeah. We haven't identified it yet.
Yeah. So
Yes, you could just go online and find out. Sure.
mhm.
You can also grab that book off the shelf.
Unless it's a different one.
could be. Never know.
But I don't know. What's 2 normal horses like? 20 gold apiece?
I guess it depends
Like
on what
40 to 60 in a normal D&D.
I don't know. The horses will either be insanely expensive or the lowbrow horse is super cheap because they're not the super purebreds. Or they're just normal. Who knows? It could be any of these things in Fantasy Kentucky.
It could be any price, is what we've come to.
Medieval fantasy Kentucky horse pricing is very interesting.
So yeah,
I'm sure we have ones that go above the normal warhorse price, but
Oh yes.
Yeah, horse races.
Mhm.
That's why you get like a horse that's no good for studding and no good at racing.
From the horses you guys have seen wandering around, and the fact that you most, if not all of you, have been to the horse races, there is a quality difference between your standard horse and the ones in the races.
yeah.
So they're probably readily available to buy a standard horse.
tell whatever draft.
I guess we have a yard for that now with the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Draft horses are 50, riding are 75, and then war are 400.
You have
Maybe.
to like walk them through your church to get them to the backyard.
Oh, there wasn't a...
No, it's a fenced-in like warehouse.
Oh, I felt like there was a gate.
In that case, can
There is, but it goes into an alley, so you'd have to roll the carriage in and out from the thing. You could probably get the horse into the alley, but it's not super wide.
As far as that, I mean, there was a big barn doors on the both sides of the church.
Yeah, it was meant to
it's
be a warehouse, so carriages were supposed to go through the middle. Or
So
at
like,
least,
there's literally a place for like horses to turn around with a full wagon in the backyard area, which is why your back fenced-in area is quite large for that warehouse. Is literally they would take the horses with the wagons and could turn them around, so they'd have to push them in and out because it's not set up on a corner where they could just walk straight out.
okay. Also, the knowledge that we're just in the middle of the street. Gotcha.
Yeah, you have neighbors on either side.
Yeah, I felt like that was clear, but okay.
I hadn't put that much thought into it.
You live in a city.
Yeah. Hey, we could have lived on a corner, but neighbors. would
Yeah, with
still
any
be
of the description, I
inside.
felt like that would have come up.
Yeah.
If we were in a corner, they wouldn't have had that exit go into an alley. It would have just got onto the other street.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it would be a through. Which would probably mean you have a bigger building, but less of a backyard for Huxley.
Mhm.
If only, if only.
Okay, so carriage and 2 horses, 3 horses, 12 horses. How many horses you send them to buy?
We probably just need 1 or 2.
Whatever would be sufficient for pulling a carriage. And I think generally the carriage is of people.
A carriage of people, you really only need 1.
Yeah.
However, be aware that horses can be exhausted, so if you run it all over the city for like 2 days in a row without giving them adequate rest time.
Well, it sounds like then start with 1, and if we start running into problems, we'll buy more.
So a draft horse.
Or draft horse?
Because it
That's
wouldn't be
generally
a,
pulling stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, they're slower.
Yeah, but
Yes.
it's not going to be a riding horse.
Riding horse is faster.
Yeah.
Okay, so one draft.
He can see what deals he can get, I suppose, but
Mm-hmm.
Like an Appaloosa or something.
They have very sweet disposition.
It's like we can.
I didn't realize.
We could probably get just
You're a horse
riding
boy.
horse.
I know almost
If we're
nothing
just
about
getting
horses.
Yeah.
I read that once, and it might be completely
And it's
wrong.
like,
I have no idea.
Sure, it's a 50% increase, but
That's what, a 10 to 20 foot increase in speed overall?
Eh?
We're deciding speed per horse per price.
Well, as I feel like we're probably still trying to save money for some things right now, let's go with the draft horse, and if we get that second horse, that can be a riding horse and can be our fast one. The draft horse can be for our main normal. I mean, you become a riding horse, right?
I can. Can also
So
be,
if we need that
Yeah,
fast,
should be a war horse.
I could.
yeah. So
No,
if we
I don't
need,
think the war horse is as fast as riding. I have no idea about the horse stats.
anyways, so if we need the fast
I think
horse
the
real
war
quick to
horses are
get
just
somewhere,
tougher.
we can just have Mary be the horse.
yeah, draft horse is 20 feet slower.
Mhm. That's where 40 and 60 came from. It wasn't price, it was speeds.
Speed.
I just had this in a game.
Yeah.
because I made it where there wasn't the same kind of horses available, so the party had to get different speed horses.
So,
War horses,
or 400 gold and not what we're going to buy.
yeah. But
I think they're just tougher and they don't spook or something. Like they give you abilities.
no, it got nothing to do with their wisdom is higher. Strength and dexterity are higher. They get a trampling charge and more HP.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, they're just sturdier boys.
yeah.
And less likely to be scared because they have higher wisdom.
Yep.
Bless you.
Which is funny because war horses were notoriously stupid. 'Cause
Too
you had-
stupid to be scared.
Yeah, you had to convince them
It's-
that no, we can ride into things.
Yeah, which made them stupid. Wise, but stupid.
Mhm.
Didn't say they had higher
It
intelligence.
wasn't wise either. They were running into spears.
Yeah, so I guess. Yeah. Whatever the money people feel. A draft horse for now would be fine from getting from here to Horse's Head. And we do believe a carriage would be faster than us walking between those
A
two.
carriage would be faster.
Oh, okay.
A draft horse would not be that much faster.
Because between the four of us, the people who probably move this house are going to be me and Richter.
Mm-hmm. And Richter enjoys his walks.
Enthusiastic walks.
Well, I guess both of them do.
Yeah.
Yeah, a draft horse really wouldn't be that much faster because you're only going 40 feet faster as opposed to doubling your speed. You're going 10 feet faster instead of 30 feet faster.
Yeah, so I'm fine with upping for riding horse to actually get some time savement out of it.
And since it's not all that much different from a war horse, I think it'd probably be better long term.
That I
To do what?
As far as like a horse purchase.
To get a war horse?
No, to get a riding horse.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Because the war horse is not significantly different from the riding horse, except for
Price.
stats.
Yeah.
And, yeah, price.
Yeah.
Which is why when you said something that sounds like you want to get a war horse, I'm like, we don't have money for that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. You keep making it seem like it's close enough. We'll upgrade to a war horse. No, it's like, and the war horse isn't that much better than a riding horse, so it doesn't
Right.
matter.
That's what I was going for. It's like riding a horse is good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were never thinking about a war horse. We weren't thinking about, eventually we'll get a war. No one thought about that.
No.
By the time we're thinking about getting war horses, we can probably purchase magical versions of stuff that'll be more desirable.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, I think you're the only one thinking about getting war horses.
Yeah, no. Now, I might eventually get a corpse horse.
Which would be good and more.
Mm-hmm.
Or
By the way,
if you're like repeatedly telling the same joke. You can beat it.
By the way, did Steve ever look up whether necromancy is explicitly outlawed here?
I don't believe that was ever a request.
Probably not.
Has
So-
it come up?
Spartacus, riding horse, giraffe horse, war horse, what are we doing?
Riding horse.
Riding horse.
Giant miniature horse?
That's just a horse.
No, it's a giant miniature horse.
No, it's a regular horse. So
No, I went into savage species.
Miniature
No.
giant space hamster.
Yeah.
No. And now, huge midgets.
Vix can boost and thread.
So Spartacus to go purchase riding horse.
And Steve is investigating the law in the slums.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're gonna send Steve to investigate the guard.
Yeah. The guard.
Whether he's
situation.
investigating the guard directly or what the legal, like what the guard is supposed to legally be doing, because I don't know if we want to send
Well,
him into the actual.
You need to decide which one.
Well, because well, first off, if we said the first one, how does he feel about going into the environment? Because that does not seem like his strong suit.
Oh, he was just gonna grab some boys and walk up to the guard.
Okay. Because yeah, I'm thinking isn't the point with him to figure out what legally they're supposed to be doing, to figure out if they're breaking any laws? Because we know what they're doing.
Yeah.
We've seen that. It's what legally they should be doing that we need to know. So if we...
Yeah. So we could have him look into that, unless we want him to be looking into the situation with the knight and see if that's legal.
I'm fine with that as well.
Okay, so
So I'll defer either of those to you guys' decision. You know what? You've been silent. What are you thinking?
Not much. I mean, I was gonna visit
all
there
fuzzy
and
up
see,
there?
because I mean they tried to get you to go to a brothel and see if I can get it work.
at a brothel
Well, no.
at Steve Buscemi.
You do look a little
Put on a real pretty face.
And
Put
it's
on
like,
Mama June's face.
if
Just
you,
a tiny, tiny one.
yeah, and say if you want to try, they did say that the people who have the jobs in the area are going to be soup kitchen if you want to fake it.
I mean, why fake it? Just get the job, do the job, get paid with food.
we have food.
Yeah, obviously.
Okay, so
But I kind of want to watch the little guy waddle around.
what's Steve doing?
And so
I would say investigate the legal paperwork of what the knight's doing to
Yeah.
see if maybe
Sure.
we can take over that. Once
He
we-
made a decision.
Yes.
Decision has been made, and we're just going to be grateful that one was
Investigate.
finally made.
The knight. Investigate what the knight is doing.
The legal stuff for the soup kitchen. The what?
Okay, so he's investigating the soup kitchen.
No,
Whether it's legal to run a soup kitchen?
no, the paperwork the knight did to do the soup kitchen.
He just opened a soup kitchen.
Yeah. He just paid money and threw money at a problem and said, "Here, go." There's no paperwork for that.
I mean, I suppose you could investigate the building permits?
Steve's
that-
no dummy. We're trying to figure out if there's a legal issue with what the knight is doing in the area that we can somehow interfere with. Like, is the knight
Okay.
breaking any laws with what he's doing?
As far as Steve knows, what the knight is doing is opening up a charity soup kitchen that gives away food.
That is clearly not being used to do what it is saying that it's being
Well,
doing.
they're giving out food, but they're adding attachments. So I guess the question would be, how many conditions he allowed to set up to maintain his charity status?
Well, that would only depend if he was getting tax cuts or something of that nature. But
Well,
I
that's-
don't think that there are any tax cuts for that.
Mhm.
Like, charity is just something you do. Government doesn't give you money for doing it. So he can look into, like, the permits for the building, but
It's a
what
ten-
giving away food
ten-
is not inherently illegal.
Yeah, it's a temperament.
Mm.
Then that would go back to my original ask would be to see if he can look into what we can do to legally acquire the property in the slums, which is currently owned by the knight.
You've worn us through. Do with that.
Yeah, whatever.
Do that.
Just
give it a
help
try.
Abbott.
Although I do really want to point out that when we were gonna go to this part at the end of last session, like I feel like it's gonna take too long. You were so right. You're such a smart person. We're like, it's only assigning a couple people jobs. We can finish up. But no, okay. You're right.
I felt like this was going to be a bit of a discussion to decide. Okay, so looking into building ownership or helping Abbott with building ownership, because Abbott is already looking on like the money trails for who owns what in the slums. So is he helping Abbott? So that
I think was more of is there any legal process or recourse for which we could somehow manage to take ownership out from under him?
Yeah.
Okay, look into legally
Acquiring stuff owned by the Knight, or stuff that's currently owned by other people in the slums.
Yeah. Is there anything, they forgot to pay their taxes 2 years, all we got to do is go pay the taxes, the back taxes, and it's ours, and tell them.
in a legal but shitty way.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah.
That's one thing in my notes. Steve to investigate how to gain property in a legal but shitty way in the slums. Okay, so Spartacus is off to buy a carriage and a riding horse. He's investigating that. Jake's working on getting the debt picked up, which will be done on Saturday, which will be neat. Doomstayer is working on weapons. Molly's looking into the extortium, and Abbott is looking at the money trail for the slums.
Good.
Great, grand, wonderful.
Yeah.
Do you have a budget for the horse and the thing for Spartacus, or do you want him to just...
And it's like he can take it out of joint funds.
What's our current joint funds?
Good question.
And what Abbott has, I have no idea. I can tell you what our personal funds are, though. Because we've got 48 platinum pieces and like almost 2,000 gold.
I don't know. Are you keeping a separate track of
the
money?
stuff that like I take out before you guys get your money is stuff that is spent. For, it's part of them running their departments. It's already spent.
Yeah. So whatever you have is our liquid cash.
Yeah.
For any improvements. So that sounds like you said a riding horse was what?
Buying the horse and the carriage would come out of your funds, not their budgets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Obviously.
So like what, 200?
Let's see what does a carriage cost? 100. So yeah, if we hand them out like 200 gold, that should be enough to adequately cover whatever you need.
Because what was a riding horse?
75.
75, 100, yeah.
And enough feed to put in in the backyard to,
In case he's
yeah. That's like not tack, but like general feed and upkeep is actually part of his running, will become just part of his budget because he's actually got a crazy budget.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where is it? Gosh darn it. Where is it?
That's transportation cost. That obviously falls under logistics budget.
Yeah.
And of course, whatever
Nope, there it is.
features on a cart he can come up with,
I'm guessing if we wanted to, just the symbol of Renette on the side.
Oh.
I was thinking more of like a seat that has like a compartment underneath it that is hidden that you whatever can lift up and have like a smuggling compartment. But sure, a symbol of Renette. That's
I don't know. It's like yes,
that's exactly.
Yeah,
you followed a little too close into the church line of work.
Well, at first I thought you meant a symbol of the pyre, but that seemed like a bad idea. So I went with the next symbol. Well, that's the symbol of Renette.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, having Spartacus do upgrades to the cart afterwards for smuggling stuff and other things.
Things you can look into, see what's available, what you can roll. Because obviously those are base prices. Maybe, people are screwing him over and he can't figure it out and he ends up having to spend all the money and we don't get anything extra. Maybe he does great and he gets great deals and has some extra money to upgrade stuff.
Yeah.
So.
You just get to roll.
Yep. He gets dice. Just like we get dice, he gets dice.
Because I love the chaos of the rolls.
Yeah, you do.
So,
Listen, sometimes it's just like, well, that is no longer an obstacle.
Yep.
And sometimes Molly fucks up for like the entire session. Hilariously, Molly makes mistakes.
But sometimes Molly gets 20s on setting a building on fire.
Yeah, it was the only thing she rolled above a 10 that entire session. Molly didn't find shit, but she caught the building on fire just fine.
So, off to the sewers.
Off to work on Jank.
Okay, Yank, sewers, day walking.
I'm going to go back to trying to collect more people to my faith in the slums.
Okay, stealth proselytizing, which is just very you.
Yeah.
I mean, there's plenty of areas in the world where you'll have to do that,
Yeah, I know. It's just a very annoying Ryan thing.
Quick question. Did Huxley seem like he had fun yesterday going around playing in the sewers with me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll bring him with.
Relatively.
Yeah.
He likes being with you.
Yeah.
He doesn't like it when you leave him behind.
Yeah. So I'll bring him again.
I should start getting like little signs. It's like Huxley likes this. Huxley dislikes this.
Just off
Like
in the corner.
a little Fallout thing in the
Yeah, like a
corner.
little fallout.
But the idea is essentially that I'm able to get some people who I have loyalty in that area, and then they'll be able to bring me more people that they trust, and that's kind of how I'm going to be building that.
Setting up an underground railroad.
Yeah. It's like I'm going to start setting up essentially a network of people who will be part of the faith that'll be in the area. And then maybe when it comes time to actually fight these guys, we have a bunch of people that we can just give hand grenades to throw and then run.
God is great. Fireball.
Hallelujah.
Yeah. So,
Just all the alchemist fire.
right.
Then again, we're trying not to burn down the slums.
The goddess of family wants us to kill everyone.
Makes
No,
sense.
just our enemies.
Which are against our family.
Mm-hmm. These people over here are tearing our family apart.
Lisa.
Here, use this fragmentation bomb. No fires.
Do magic. And then going around.
Well, I guess if we would catch everything on fire with alchemist fire, we switch over to acid, because that'll just destroy garbage.
Okay.
I do all of my magic first, so.
I'm not actually sure what you're doing.
Well, every other time I've gone in the sewers, you've said make a survival check to
Oh,
map
you're
more.
mapping.
Yeah,
Okay.
map more of the sewers.
Yeah, no, do that. Yes, I just didn't know what you were doing.
You're just rolling these dice, man.
You're just
Which, I mean, yeah, he loves dice. He just said that, but...
it's like, I'm spending time in the sewers. I'm like, okay.
Yes.
Mapping. Mapping is a whole thing. Yes, okay, what did you do?
Okay, so that's 16 there. Plus 2, 5. 29? No. Maybe? 16 plus 8. That's like 24.
Yeah. Because it's 4 to get to 20, and then you have 4 left over.
Yeah. Math is
Man, you're
hard.
really... I feel like you're just kind of dragging behind.
Was there a pun I missed, or just the fact that he's insulting my math?
No.
No, there's a pun you missed.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so with that, you have half of the sewers
You were
mapped.
giving him the cold shoulder.
Yeah.
All right. Mother June, we'll get some rolls from you, I suppose. I think we're moving through this day pretty quick, depending.
Well, did I
you just hold
feel
it
that I
up
was
on me?
whatever
Okay.
sufficiently able to win the people that I talked to yesterday over to my side?
With your, 30s and whatever, yeah.
Okay.
You feel pretty confident that at least 5 or 6 of them are convinced about your goddess.
Good
Okay.
things are coming this way.
That your goddess would be a good thing to worship.
So, before I actually go into the slums, I'm going to go purchase some sandwiches.
Okay.
So,
Just get some sub sandwiches.
and
You go to Sandwich Way.
I don't know. Do I have to go to the food cart? Is he the dude to go to, or can
That's like a 3-hour trip for artisan sub sandwiches.
Yeah, no, there's
Or
much cheaper stuff.
Option B.
Just go to which?
Well, I guess I can just go downstairs. I'm sure.
Yes, you're at an inn.
Yeah. So I'll just pick up some
It's
sandwiches.
an inn that is now basically just a tavern and dining spot because they don't have any rooms left.
Yeah. So I'll just go downstairs and pick up some sandwiches and a sack to put them in.
Okay.
Well, you still had your sacks from last time. Well, one of them.
One of
One of
them.
them got hit by an arrow.
Yeah, I have one of my sacks from last time.
How many sandwiches would you like?
I had 5 people, so I'll just do the 5.
Okay. You get 5 sandwiches.
All right. And then whatever, I wrap them up in the sack or what have you,
Okay.
and then I'll put that in my bracelet.
Okay.
Okay. And then I'll go ahead and put my disguise on and go down into the sewers and into the area.
Have any of us commented that she looks different for the last couple days?
Nope, not
Nope.
a soul.
Then my hair's turned black and
I imagine through our time traveling, I would probably have seen you shift as needed.
potentially.
Yeah.
Well, you also have to remember that you've known them for years before you guys traveled.
Yeah.
Now you guys, I don't know.
Yeah, just the bunnies knew, and the horny fairy.
Yeah, it's like these are new guys, but Richter would probably have seen me shift seasons before.
Yeah.
It was my spine.
Yeah, you weren't using it anyways.
But yeah, so to the people that I've convinced, I'll go ahead and hook them up with some sandwiches, and then I'll give them the idea that I want you to also kind of tell people that you know that you can trust, and then we can meet up with them, and I can tell them more about Brunette and my plan to help them.
You're pyramid scheming this. I
Mm.
like it.
Okay. So since you're not trying to convert new people, you're just trying to convince people who you're feeding to do a thing that they would like to include their friends and family in anyways. If you're going to bring sandwiches, it's not really a role that they're fairly well convinced, but they want to know, when should we meet and will there be sandwiches?
It's like I can bring stuff in little by little in kind of small amounts, but yeah, it's like talking with them. I tried to figure out like the best place and time where we could do this without being potentially watched by people who might want to stop us or interfere.
Like, does someone have a house we could all gather in?
Yeah, and it's like
Most of them seem to live in their houses, but they were broken up into apartments a long time ago. So most of it's lower income. You haven't really run into anyone who owns their own property.
sure, but even if there was
They're not imprisoned in the slums.
So they can just come over to the church.
yeah, but if yeah, it's like I guess you could have people come out for service if you guys can just kind of leave.
Yeah.
So, because the guy left to go to the orchard and stuff, and was able to go back in.
Yeah. They're not imprisoned in the slums. That's just where they tend to day.
Okay, then yeah, I'd go ahead and...
They're probably discriminated against most other places.
What
Right.
you doing out here?
They're dirty
Poor?
and smelly. Yeah, they can't. They don't really go places because they can't really afford.
Stuff in those places.
Yeah, the stuff in those places. But if they go to church and
Yeah, and
sit
so...
through a nice service and eat, they're willing to go do that.
Sure. Say, I'll invite them to come over Saturday at service time to the church.
Oh.
And it's like, that'll give us a private place where we can kind of talk and conspire and proselytize.
And conspire.
Yes, for the good of the faith.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah, they're perfectly willing to do that. You have. That only took like probably 2 hours total.
Alright. Well, for the rest of the day, I'll go ahead and continue and try to gather some more people.
Still proselytizing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that gives me 6 hours.
Yes.
Alright.
And I take it you're spending your spells.
Yes.
Enhance ability. Enhance ability.
Such a good spell for in town.
Yeah, we've just gone campaigns where it never comes up, and then here we go. Bob runs the game, and it's the
It's a
go-to.
good- It's a good spell. It just,
Enhance ability.
you just have to know it's coming.
Natural 20. 11. Oh, and I need 6 times, right? One
Is
per
it
hour.
1 per hour?
It's per 2 hours. Isn't it?
Per 2 hours? Okay, that's fine then.
Yeah, because you usually roll 4 for an 8-hour day, so you just need 3.
Okay. And a 14. So that gives me 31.
On the natural 20.
Yeah, on the natural 20, 22, and 25.
Okay, you you get I'll just increase your numbers from that 20 as opposed to something custom. You get like 6 more people, which basically kind of doubles your number of people in the slums. And you tell them the same. You convince them that Renette's, the god to be worshipped, as it were.
Yeah.
And are you also inviting them to invite their friends and family and people who would be good for your conspiracy to the church service / luncheon?
Yeah. Say I'm going to tell them to bring people that they're close to and that they can trust, and to bring them over.
And you may act like it's weird, but it is not unusual for there to just be food before a church service. I'm just saying, that's a totally normal
I
thing.
honestly have no idea.
That is a very normal thing.
The only church service I had was I went to a Catholic wedding.
No, so you can have pancakes, or there can be whatever food people bring to the.
Yeah, I don't know. Don't usually do the church stuff because
Which is why I figured I would bring up that is not an unusual thing.
I have better things to do with my Sundays.
You know what? I can think that I might, but that the satisfaction and joy that I get.
Have you
proves-
tried sleeping in?
I have. I don't quite get the same level of satisfaction from it.
Clearly, it's a brainwashing organization. Sleeping in is the best.
I mean, here at my church, we're going to be doing lots of networking. So.
I will also point out, my sleeping in, I usually still wake up in time for church because my church is so much later than my work day.
That's fair. Me sleeping in means I get to sleep till 6 a.m.
Yeah. That's nice. I still have time to do stuff before having to leave.
No, but yeah. Say after that, I'll go back to the inn and put in a food order for service on Saturday, since it's tomorrow.
Okay. So, how much food are you ordering?
I guess enough to cover it. Cover the what I.
There's about 14 people that you contacted and told them to find people to bring.
Mm-hmm.
Plus the regular church
Yeah,
goers.
plus
so
my
I would
regular
say
service.
Plus
50
whoever they
to
end up
60
bringing.
people.
Yeah, it's like, how big is my congregation at this point?
Your standard is about 30 to 40. With this, you're upping your numbers to 50 to 60, depending upon how many people they bring. It might be closer to 80 to 90. You don't really know.
Okay.
So just round catering order for 100, and if nothing else, we'll have sandwiches. Or send the people back with food.
Good old catering orders.
And it's like,
Yeah, day before catering. Great. I'm like,
People love that.
I'm personally
from what
mad at you.
from what I understand, they love it. It's good business. It's so much money. They love it.
You get a sunburn. God's angry.
So, come on, it's only 100 people. It's not like she asked for 1,000 or something. How
Can I
much
get
no-
1,000
much-
individually wrapped sandwiches for tomorrow?
How much notice could you possibly need? I mean, it's your
Now,
job.
now, what you can do is you can do it with like the long subs that are cut into sections, so it's less overall like individual. It's none of that nonsense. It's just a platter thing.
No, just one high-level wizard with fabricate sandwiches. That's gotta work. It's raw materials.
Terry?
no finished substance.
Terry,
It's gotta work. Look at all the ingredients go in the kitchen. Smack meals.
That might have been my fault. I feel like this is my fault. This is once again things coming home to roost.
Say, and if it's really, if I think that'll be short, I can go to the Shantea lady, I guess.
All of that's great, but how much do you actually order?
how much is 100 for 100
Yeah,
people?
how much is 100 people's worth of food?
Cash-wise, you mean?
Yeah, like money-wise.
Well, a day of rations is like a gold, right?
Yeah, that's slightly different.
Yeah.
Well, that's for 11. That doesn't mean that's a day of rations.
It's like
So I would imagine you pay a gold anyway for food that isn't
I
garbage.
don't think it's a gold. I think it's 5 silver. But I might be wrong.
I have no idea. I don't know what money costs.
for tomorrow, 100-person catering delivered, it'd be 50 gold.
Let's see.
And that's soup, salad, with like sweet tea, jugs of sweet tea.
It's like I can pay 50 gold. I've gotten enough in donations to cover that.
Yeah, there you go. You're feeding people. It's great.
Yeah.
So yeah, 50 gold, and that would be like sandwiches, soup, with sweet tea.
Yeah, 5 silver.
Like
Okay.
all that stuff would be just delivered and
Okay.
set up, and then they leave. So,
Catering order.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and hand over the 50 gold to have them cater tomorrow.
Okay.
Do they bother to point out, if you tell us more in advance, we might save you?
Oh no, because that's apparently having a bad attitude. I asked that question once, and I was informed by my catering director that that's having a bad attitude. I will note that she's not the one who has to get up at 5 a.m. and put the catering order together, so maybe my bad attitude would be excused, but she has to deal with the people. I'd rather deal with the dead cow. Thank you. I can smack it if it starts getting ornery.
And then you just cut it up. Just take a blade to its flesh.
Gotta be honest, I literally smack the cow every time I deal with it.
Yeah.
Oh no!
I mean, come on, you got to.
Oh, I was hoping to sip that. Now I have to wait.
You can just tap the sides.
No, you can't. That doesn't work. You've been saying that for years, and it's never been a thing.
It does work. It's magic.
That's just your. That's your.
Okay, at least you know it's a
Well,
superstition.
no, it is. It does work. The whole reason you get the explosion of gas is because it's stuck up inside the liquid. So if you desettle it so it's not in the liquid, it can't fizz up the liquid and force it up. So all the gas comes out, but no liquid. That's all you're doing, is you're just doing a little physics trick. You're bringing all the gas to the top.
You're
That
just
sounds like
making
some
it flat.
poverty magic to me.
That's all you're doing. Is you're bringing all the gas to the top so that it doesn't make the liquid
I
speed.
feel like you're just hitting it more. It's like it just fell over. It doesn't need some tappies.
Well,
It
that's
needs
the
to.
point,
You need to let
is-
it. Sit
You're making
there.
it more flat,
Yeah.
and if it's more flat, there's no fizz.
Yes. Absolutely. That is what you're doing. You are
Doing the opposite of what you
moving
want.
CO2.
I think it just needs some time to emotionally recover from its fall.
Yeah.
We do that too.
He hit it. It has to calm down.
Hitting it just accelerates that natural process.
So that's the rest of Ryan's day.
Yeah, that's Ryan's day. You're mapping. That's your day. That's your day. So you actually get done with your stuff.
I take my time to look at the Obsidian Horse.
The Obsidian Horse is it can become a nightmare for up to 24 hours. The nightmare only fights to defend itself. Once it's been used, it can't be used again for 5 days. If you have a good alignment, the figurine has a 10% chance each time you use it to ignore your orders, including a command to revert to the figurine form. If you mount the nightmare while it's ignoring your orders, you and the nightmare are instantly transported to a random location in the plane of Hades, where the right nightmare reverts to its figurine form
Yep. Just takes you on a trip.
and disappears.
Once per how many days?
5. Yeah, and it can be used up to 24 hours.
Yep.
Every 5 days.
But there's no way to get to Hades if you're evil.
No, you can't. It won't have a 10%. No.
You gotta be good.
Yeah, it is a very rare magical item.
Is it the item as written in book?
It's the item as I found it in book. I'm not sure if it's the same book that everyone else is using.
Okay. Hand me the Dungeon Master's Guide.
It's not alphabetical, which is rude.
No, it's not really. It's much better organized than that.
Gotta be honest, I just looked up online something that I thought would be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Is it? Can you use that 24-hour period within the 5 days, or will it reset? Like, could you use an hour here, an hour there, and just spread it out across 5 days before it recharges?
Once it has been used, it can't be used again for 5 days.
Oh, okay.
So it's not the full
Yep,
24
as
hours.
written.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's not the full 24 hours.
Yeah, as written.
Even the Hades part?
Yeah.
Free teleport.
More than ever
Plane
reversed
shift.
it, figurine form. Yeah. Which makes it much easier to remember.
Yeah.
It's like I have a shorthand version of it here, but as long as it's the same one in there, then that's fine.
Yeah. I suppose I could have used that to look up things. They have charts and stuff in there that I could roll dice on.
I'm sure there are charts and stuff online you can roll dice on.
Yeah, but I usually don't ever pull them up.
Yeah, so that takes an hour.
Me. Yep. And you are now aware of what it does.
Okay.
Which you already were.
Was it attunement? Or just magic word?
No, it's a
Okay.
figurine.
Okay.
It's a wondrous item.
Yeah. No, there are very few attunement items that are not worn. There is, I think there's one.
Worn.
I think there's like a luck stone or something. I think is, and it is the
Stones
one
of
from
good
which
luck, yeah.
Yeah.
which is while this item is on your person. Because what I needed at one point to make a series of magic items that had to be on your person but weren't worn, I had to find like where is the precedent for it. It was difficult.
Okay. After I do that, I'll bring Huxley home, then I'll go spy on the food kitchen as an animal for like 4 hours, trying to find Gustav and follow him home.
Okay, that's perception checks.
So I already used all my magic. So.
Out of curiosity, are you doing a animal that would be normally found in that area, or are you being a weirdo?
Normal animal, like a
Okay.
rat, just not over
A
by
rat?
the alley. Yeah, have I seen rats in the slums
Yes.
and stuff?
Yes, and you've seen people eating them.
Well, I will avoid people.
It's also it doesn't move as fast.
Yeah,
Follow the guy.
Yeah, well, it's like a cat probably still pretty good. It has natural stealth and stuff.
Yeah, the thing that would be unusual is, are you like a panther?
No.
And that would be the weirdo option.
Are you
Ah, yes, the native urban jaguar.
Jaguar.
Although, to be fair, I am full,
Pangolin.
as we get areas, I'm fully supporting you bringing in the indigenous jaguar.
Yeah, I'm just determining whether or not I actually have to roll against you because you decided to pick a wackadoo animal.
No,
if you're
not
picking something relatively normal, go for it.
Yeah,
But
specifically, relatively normal.
okay, so rat, cat.
Yeah, cat.
Okay. You can't just say yes. I gave you 2 options.
Yes.
You gotta pick one.
He merges the rat and the cat into some sort of hybrid creature in his mind and turns it into that. So I
Natural
can
20.
Okay.
So 28.
So as you sit there and observe with your cat eyes, yeah, you do see him leave.
I will attempt to follow him.
Okay. Stealthily, I assume.
Yes.
Okay.
So, quick, what's a cat?
I believe cats get advantage on stealth. Do they
I don't
not?
think I have that
I
one.
don't think so.
Yeah,
It's
no,
like-
that's not one of the ones that I have as my
Yeah.
options for my clear.
Cats. They get a +4 stealth bonus.
Yeah, so 10. It's like, huh, my cat's following me. I wonder if it's weird.
He
Nope,
has a,
they've got keen smell. No
Yeah.
bonus to stealth.
advantage.
Yeah, and no night vision either. Cats are stupid.
Yep, no night vision. Not for cats. Cats can't see in the dark. Money can't buy knives.
Money can't buy knives.
I went to a store once and asked if I can
Buy
a knife,
and
and
they
it
said,
said,
I'm sorry. Money
Money
can't buy knives.
If somebody shut them up, I would, but
Yeah,
I don't have a knife.
If someone shut this chattering monkey up, I'd stab him, but I don't got a knife.
Yeah.
Surf Samurai.
A truly great movie, an absolute
Ninja?
masterpiece.
And a masterpiece of a film, greatest thing Disney ever produced. And you can't convince me otherwise.
What's
I
that?
only remember
I'm
that
pretty sure
scene.
it's
I
Disney.
don't remember anything else from it. So
Run Like a Mother and get Blinky the One-Eyed
wait,
Ninja.
no, there's a musical number.
Yeah, Bob
Yes.
Moran.
Bob Moran. Yeah, I remember that too.
Also,
It's not too bad.
Not David Spade.
Yeah, it's New Line. That's not Disney.
It's
Rob Schneider.
Rob Schneider.
Was it
That's
Rob
one-
Schneider
Rob
playing a teen at
Schneider.
like
Yeah.
42?
No, it was one of his earlier movies. He was probably only 30.
No, we had Rob Schneider, Leslie Nielsen. That was a good movie.
It was a great movie.
We've become derailed. Let's play some D&D.
Yeah, so 10 stealth, that's cat following Gustav.
Okay, he does appear to be aware of the cat following him.
Mm-hmm.
However,
Maybe he has food. Maybe I smell like
Is he the
food.
kind of guy who sees a wandering stray cat and goes, I'm going to kill it?
Is he a cat kicker?
he doesn't appear to be a monster.
Yeah.
A kitty punter? Go for distance?
Go for speed.
Yeah, so I noticed him notice me, but I'm a cat, so I don't care, and I just keep following him until he gets home.
Okay.
And he just, as he's done, yell at his house and then leave. Exactly.
That sounds pretty bad.
Okay, you follow him, and he does, in fact, go into a house in the slums.
Yes.
I have something in my eye. Like, I feel like I'm a little kid. I have something in my eye.
Yeah, so that, go on, yell, mark the territory, then leave.
Okay.
It's like, keep a mental map, just going home's like how to get back here from the soup kitchen, where this place is. So I can find it again.
Okay.
Mhm.
Not a problem for you, Mr. High Survival.
Yeah.
So you've done your figurine, you've done your prowling at night, so that takes you till about midnight probably to get back to the Red Horse?
Mm-hmm.
Or do you stay at the...
I stay at Red Horse.
Okay. So, yeah,
It has the free food.
very well. Boy Mary, what are you doing with your day?
Putting on a gnome
Or your
face.
evening, I
Yeah,
suppose.
putting on a gnome face. I'm going to go see if I can see what kind of work they actually expect people to do for food.
Oh, okay. So you're going in there at night and trying to find a job?
Well, I mean, it's evening. It's not quite night yet.
That's true. It's around 6.
Yeah, it's dinner time. show up like an idiot. I came here for dinner. What do I do to get the dinner?
It's about 5.
Yeah.
So 6 by the time you get there.
Yeah.
Alright. So yeah, you go in there and you're just like, give me a job. What do you do?
I was like, I heard I gotta work. Do I gotta do a work to get food here or whatever?
Do I gotta do at work?
Or are you just gonna give me some?
What kind of a work do you do?
Oh, am I in the soup kitchen?
Yes.
Is that stool wobbly? This is very important for my character to know.
All this is an
it's wobbly.
elaborate thing to check your work.
Every time the guy, the gnome shifts on the stool, you just hear a
Feels good.
Just the pettiest of evils.
It's important.
Listen, it ain't much, but it's honest work.
It's honest work, exactly. But yeah, it's getting in the day. I want some food. What do I got to do to get some?
What can you do?
I can set fires pretty good.
Wait, wrong voice.
What can you do? We don't need anything on fire.
Would you feed me if I agreed not to set any fires?
I wouldn't ask food overloaded people. You don't have to not set fires that ask it, huh?
Well, what kind of work else do you need? I can,
From here?
As this halfling's like looking down on you.
Got small hands and can get into hard to reach places.
That's true. Good for thieving.
Proctologist?
I don't think anyone would pay
It's
for
a
that
medical
sort of service.
procedure.
Yeah, when it's done by a professional.
He's an enthusiastic amateur.
Also, I'm still picturing
And that's
the
where I give a
thieving
whoa.
part of the proctology.
Yeah, but also my brain, when you use that voice, does picture him looking like Gollum.
Well, this is all I have to do.
It's a halfling. It's fine.
You just start
I mean,
singing-
technically, Gollum was a halfling too.
you just start singing the forbidden cool. It's nice and cool, so do so sweet.
Oh, and I don't know. I can do regular stuff. I can move things, and
He seems disinclined to acquiesce to your request, so you might require a persuasion check to convince him to give you a job.
You're making Austin roll a dice.
Yes, I know.
Get a 1.
12. I rolled a 4.
It's the one thing you're good at.
No,
That's
we've
how we got a
established
12.
the one thing I'm good at is picking locks.
You're the best rogue who's ever been a warlock.
It's a pretty common choice.
Yeah, I think Austin is often really good at classes that he's not playing.
It's kind of the gimmick.
Warlocks.
Because
they
I try to do
become
the thing I'm
rogues.
supposed to be doing, I just fail.
That
a
bard
lot.
that was a sorcerer.
Yeah.
And Jimmy was a rogue.
Jimmy was most definitely a rogue. Neither bard or warlock. Straight rogue. All the way.
So yeah, 12.
Yeah, I think I can get you something. Why don't you, go ahead and come back tomorrow? There's something I could get you to look into.
Like, same time?
More or less.
And will you give me food now?
No. I'm not paying you up front.
That could be an investment.
But you're coming tomorrow. I'll get you fed twice.
That is good math.
Tomorrow at 7 a.m.
How many is 7 a.m.?
Listen, show up or don't. It's not really my problem. Figure it out.
Well,
You can't come asking for a job and then tell me you don't know how to use a clock.
I can fix your stool. It looks a little wobbly from back here.
I kind of like to
Click, 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 click. That's fun.
Teach their own, I guess.
Now you gotta come back in and either wobble it more or fix it.
Fix it, yeah. No. Heard you like it this way. Now it's flat. Rounded these edges up. They can't bounce no more.
But now they screech every time you move it without picking it up.
Just slowly, day by day, just make it shorter so it doesn't lift him up so much.
You have to no longer hand out birds. What the fuck? What's wrong with this thing?
You must be shrinking, man.
And then all of a sudden come in with new legs and get like twice as tall as it first was.
No. The true thing is, keep shortening this, find out where he lives, and go into his house at night, alter his clothes.
Yeah!
You are totally shrinking.
This was a MASH episode. Just want you to know how deep this is cutting me into my childhood. That this was a MASH episode and I loved it.
Otherwise, yeah, then I just leave.
Alright.
I don't know if I'll actually go back the next day or not. It's not my face anyway.
Doesn't matter.
Just be a different face and come back asking the same question tomorrow.
Listen, I can do like 3 voices, and Schmiegel's apparently one of them.
Yeah, no, it's nice.
Then I guess I'll go back to the inn, actually get some food.
Okay. So...
Consider, but then don't set fire to the soup kitchen.
Okay, good to know what you're considering.
In case anyone's using the mind reading spells.
Just thinking about it, setting fires.
All of a sudden, just a person across the face. Why? Why?
It's important to indulge in some fantasies in your day-to-day.
Listen,
We call those intrusive thoughts. So as long as you don't actually set the fires, no one can blame you.
Exactly.
I mean, I do have detect thoughts.
Yeah, what you thinking about burning stuff?
That's why you're on our side.
Just sworn I wrote this down somewhere, but now I need to math something out real quick.
Huh?
Let me try this again. I tried mathing with the calculator and I'm pretty sure I messed up simple addition. I don't want to talk about it.
It's okay.
I think overall, in the grand scheme of things, for anyone that has watched multiple campaigns on this channel,
Math is hard.
Math is hard is our
Math is
our
hard.
go-to
That should be
motto.
hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Math is hard.
Us and Barbie.
What?
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
What?
people got mad because there was a Barbie that spoke, and one of her phrases is "math is hard,"
That's just true.
and they thought that you're depicting as women as stupid. No, math is hard.
No, we're depicting
man.
math as hard. I'd say a good 80% of this table is very intelligent, and we all kind of agree on that. I feel like that's as far as I need to go on that.
I mean, there's 5 of us, so I'm well aware that you're saying one of us is dumb.
But the point is not saying which one.
However, since I figured it out, I'm betting it's not me. Okay, so it is Saturday morning meeting.
Share the updated map. Say, I believe I know where Gustav lives. I'm going to double check tonight. Make sure that he just wasn't visiting the place.
Go ahead and share the location with Mary. Maybe he can rifle through his stuff.
And as you guys are exchanging your morning things, Jake walks up and puts a big sack in the middle of the table.
Cool, there's our 25,000, right?
Well, I've already split it up into departments for you. So your cut is 5,375.
Okay. So this is the money from recovering the debts, correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Is this excess after money has already gone to cover what we need to handle our
The gambling?
gambling?
Tomorrow. Yeah.
No. That is the money used to recover debts. What you guys choose to do with it is your business.
Okay. So so that just goes into party funds to cover that? Is that what we're...
Yeah, if you
Okay.
want to
Then that
invest...
all goes in there, because we
Like-
need to be able to cover those.
Yeah, if you just want to invest the 5,000 off the top into the gambling,
Yeah.
you can, and then you just get 375.
Yeah.
Because you can definitely do that,
Well,
but
we
that
need.
doesn't come out of the budget per se. But once you've invested it, it's gambling. The house wins.
Yeah.
So the likelihood of you having to go back and reinvest is incredibly low.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, whichever way, we need gambling up and running. It's an income source, and we need 10,000 to run it.
Yeah, it's like... Yeah, big source of money right now. Ooh, shiny, but not as important as making the investments we've made work to continue producing constant money.
Yeah. Plus,
Okay.
we saw the turnout last week and had to give up 50% of it. This will make its money back quickly.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I'll go ahead and put 5,000 of that directly into the gambling fund.
Okay, so you get 375 gold.
All right. And that brings up current party funds to 973 and 10 silver.
Does the gambling only have 5,000 in it? Do we still need to get a loan for or split this cost with Innkeeper again?
We can probably run it with the 5,000.
Just let Abbott know, and
Yeah, it's like Abbott.
it's like run the stakes a little lower.
It's like Abbott can run it, and I'm sure it'll.
It's like, this is the money we have on hand, Abbott.
Yeah, if there's something catastrophic, then as far as having to make some huge payout, then we'll get involved.
But we're just expecting that at this point. I know not Abbott, Doctor over here is like, we're going to lose it. We're going to lose it all.
I mean, historically.
I had so much money when I came in here.
Yeah.
What a fool you were. You could have bought stats.
Stats are permanent.
I have all
Money
those-
is fleeting.
I have all the
Money
stats
is
that I wanted. I had the stats I wanted. I didn't want higher stats.
It messed with
Lower
my
numbers
character.
are fun.
Mhm. It messed with my character concept.
Yeah.
Did you at least hit 20 intelligence?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My character concept was smart. I also have a lot of constitution. You know, as the guy that cuts into himself and has like modified himself. If I don't think I would have lived with what I've done to myself earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that frees up Jake, and so Jake is no longer working to get that. You've got taken care of. Spartacus does have a carriage and a riding horse. Let's see how he did. Oh no, we'll send her to do it. That way. Yeah. Okay. Spartacus gives you back 40 of the 200 gold that you sent him with.
Alrighty.
And you have a carriage and a horse.
Ask him how much it would be to modify the carriage for secret or upgrades, like smuggling departments, that stuff.
I mean, it depends upon how. It depends upon how well it's done.
It's like eventually we should be getting
And-
people in house to do this.
How secret it is. Ordinarily, I just kind of bribe or sneak my way through things, but if we're going to outfit a carriage with a bunch of, like, a small one wouldn't be a problem, but if you're going to do it so that we can move bulk goods secretly, we would probably need a custom-built carriage to make it viable.
Yeah.
And some nature of cover beyond just
I wasn't thinking like moving out like the inventory, just if we are moving through an area and had a bag of goods that perhaps we didn't want noticed. You know, something maybe fit under a seat, maybe a thin coat of lead to prevent anything magical in there from being observed.
I can make it work.
Just a thought. We don't have to necessarily do it right away, but
I'll look into sourcing a discreet carpenter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a discreet carpenter is a good thing for him to know about anyways. So.
Yep.
Okay, then Jake, do we want him reinforcing the edges of the over by the balanced blades, since he was doing everything else, and not quite push him back, but just make sure everything's good in there?
Probably help speed along what Klaus is doing.
Oh, recruitment?
Yeah. That would be my guess.
Okay.
Jake getting back to recruitment.
Did our roguey bunch have anything more about the not the extortionary, the
extortion?
extortion?
Extorting.
Yes, it did. So, where's his name? Hammerstein?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Hammerstein managed to get into it, and it seems to be, for the most part, just an underground pit fighting that's, like, tax-free. So it's an underground pit fighting to pretty violent, pretty regular killings in there, as opposed to just fighting until someone's down, like most gladiatorial arenas are. And if you win, you can get some decent money, but if you lose, you might just be a corpse. So there's no healers, and you can sign up for single fights or gauntlets, which is you fight every time they tell you to fight, which obviously has a higher payout.
I chuckle to myself, look around the table, catch Molly's eye, and go straight-faced.
Do we know who runs it?
Yes. Yes, he would. Where is my record? It is Shepard Prescott.
Is Shepard like a title that he's taken for what he does there, or is he also work as a shepherd?
Or is it just his name?
Pretty sure his name's just Shepard.
His name's not Prescott, with the title of shepherd?
Pretty sure it's just Shepard.
So
That's unusual.
what did you learn about Mr. Shepard?
Not much. He tends to sit in his own private box. He is an... he is an elven man who looks to be advanced in his years, so he's a very old elf.
Mm-hmm.
And stays for the whole evening. Didn't see him come, didn't see him leave, but he was there the entire time that we were there.
Do we know of any arrangement that they're doing with this soup kitchen organization? Or
Don't know if there's any
Could be separate.
any kind of things, any overlaps there.
because they don't necessarily sound like someone that we have to overthrow so much as just agree with. It sounds like they're making money on their own. Yeah.
So, where is it? Where is it located?
It's in one of the So there's tenement housing. There's housing where like the buildings press together, and they got a hold of a whole bunch of them, and basically used the houses as a facade and took the backs off.
Of course. On the other hand, if they're not paying taxes and we want to get rid of them, we can have others do the dirty work for us.
I'm sure the brothers would be interested in such a place if it's got a bunch of money going through it.
But perhaps in the middle, something, an arrangement, a partnership. Maybe a little better than what you happened to arrange with the little one. The one that's a pun, it's short, runs the
Isabel?
whorehouse. Isabel. I
Are
can't
you just
remember that
like,
name.
Oh, I could have sworn. I thought you were just avoiding saying it because it's annoying.
Nope, cannot remember it. I remember all the clues to remember it, but my brain doesn't come up with it.
Yeah, is a bell
Yeah, my brain remembers all the clues.
of the gilded girdle. Not girdle.
Garden.
Garden. Yeah, gilded garden.
Yeah.
The gilded girdle is a whole different thing.
Yeah, no. I know garden because it's been in at least one, if not two, of the titles.
So we got a rough idea. We know what they're doing.
Send the back out, see if the garden stuff know about that, and just are looking the other way.
No.
Well, do you have stuff for them to do then?
Yes. If Molly and Hammerstein are free.
Yeah, that was their job, was to figure out about the
Okay.
extortion.
Well, then the thing that I would like to set them on is Molly's plan for taking over the guard.
Huh?
Huh?
Molly brought up a while ago that she had an idea for essentially getting some of our boys into positions within the guard so that we'd be able to take it from the inside, basically.
I mean, she said that was an idea. She didn't have a plan to do
Oh,
that.
okay.
Nor does she have.
Did she say that as a sarcastic idea as well?
No, she said
Okay.
it was a idea.
Okay.
Have her double check my intel on Gustav. That's where he lives.
No. No, we just send in
You too.
yeah, Mary.
The Marys.
I mean, worst case, it's not, and you rob from one of his friends.
Mm.
I don't see how that's not also a success.
And so do we think that we've actually gotten the Extordium, the Knight, and Gustav as our people who have power in the slums, or
I mean,
That's
very
why I-
possibly, but the thing that strikes me as most odd is we've not dealt with a person of power that didn't ever go into the zone of which they had power.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also pretty leery of the guard. I think there's a third power of the corrupt guard there. Like, Gustav's just an under person of the night.
Well, we could have we could go ahead and have Molly and Hammerstein start looking into the guard then.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. That's why I wanted them to look in to see if the guard knew about that and was ignoring it, or just who's controlling the guard. Are they just lazy because they are, or is someone paying them to be lazy?
Mhm.
Okay, so you're having Molly and Hammerstein look into the guard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it that we just had Spartacus doing?
Discreet carpenter.
What?
You're having Spartacus look into finding a discreet carpenter?
Oh.
Which is just a good thing for him to know in the future, one way or another, if we don't have any
Okay.
real active
Yeah,
stuff for him
that's
to
right.
do.
I've got that. And then everybody else is listening. What?
What's going on?
No, it's service day, so I'm going to be going to the church after this.
Try and keep things quiet, I suppose.
And did you go to the 6 a.m.?
No.
Okay.
No, ghosted him.
Rude.
You're just gonna keep going to different
Spartacus.
places and agreeing to show up and never
sorry.
showing up.
I tell you, man, these gnomes, I can't trust them.
Yeah.
So Steve does let you know that most of the housing and things like that in the slums is owned by various noble families.
Have we noticed that most of the stuff, most of the places, is owned by noble houses?
Well, not most of the places.
Because we
Like-
found a lot of...
Here, there's not a whole lot of noble house involvement.
Yeah.
And there's only a little bit in the Headless Horse Zone.
Okay. Ah, you did it.
Yeah, you're a bad influence. That's okay, you're walking home.
Okay, so most of the slum is owned by various different nobles.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any way to kind of take that property out from under them, or is it being watched? Could we modify it? Would they even care?
Just buy it out from under them?
You could probably make them an offer and buy some properties, but messing with the nobles and trying to take things from them in a shitty but legal way would lead to pissing off nobles. Which you want to try, you certainly can, but be aware that you might be stepping on toes.
Okay. What's the general housing or land value over there then?
Cheaper than here.
So less than 4,000 for a warehouse.
It's like, yeah, I guess we could see about carving up pieces of the slums when we get to it. I mean, say most of it's owned. Are there areas that aren't owned that are, whatever, essentially up for grabs?
I mean, certain areas are owned independently still. There's still people who own property in the slums who are residents or have businesses or have things going on in there. Some of it is government owned, like there's guards and guard stations and things of that nature.
Will we have any idea who might own the land that Gustav's on? Since, whatever you...
Yeah, the knight.
Oh, okay. No, I meant his, like, house.
Oh, well, he didn't look up that property particularly.
Okay, that's fine.
Because he didn't have it at the time.
Alright, so if we want land in the slums, we might have to either just do stuff in the slums or purchase stuff from nobles while it's still cheap before we make it better.
Yeah, gotta buy on the download to sell, raise the prices. If someone notices you're buying stuff, they raise the prices because obviously you want it. That's what interesting. Are there just random houses in the Disneyland that are owned by individuals? Like they couldn't buy them out? No.
Wait, what?
They bought swamp.
Oh, okay.
It's a swamp.
Everything around it, they literally went with the "if you build it, they will come" philosophy.
Yeah, that's why that little kid got eaten by
There
an
is
alligator.
one hotel that is like part on the Disneyland property that isn't owned by Disney. The the Dolphin and Swan. Yeah.
So one person managed to hold out.
But I think they're just on the edge and just on the road, and so they're just kind of they're just like, I will buy right here.
Reap those benefits.
Yeah.
I'm in the area.
Okay, so that means Steve is open again?
Yeah.
Feel like we just did this.
Yeah.
I don't know, bring up necromancy.
Yeah.
Have him look into that.
Yeah, have them look into that.
Are you allowed to own skeletons that are animated? Because obviously necromancy, the spell type's not outlawed. We have gentle repose.
Outlawing the spell type is freaking stupid.
It is.
It's not that people don't do it.
It's an evil magic. I'm keeping this banana from rotting. Evil.
Bringing people back from the dead is also
Banana.
often.
Yeah, but those are distinctly different acts.
Is resurrection...
Refrigerating a banana is fine. Refrigerating a corpse is not. And we understand that those are two different things.
I mean, why though?
Well, we
They're both
refrigerate
food.
Yeah.
There's your problem.
It's like, we need these refrigerators so the bodies don't rot.
Bananas are medicine for when your body hurts. It's not food. Weirdo.
I don't think you. Why would you ever refrigerate a banana? I guess you could, yeah, because bananas the peel darkens, but it keeps the inside fresh when you refrigerate them.
I honestly don't know. Whenever the bananas get dark, I just get really excited because that means it's banana bread time. Which is the best application of bananas, and you can't convince me otherwise.
That's what you do. You can basically freeze the ripeness of banana by shoving it in the fridge. The peel keeps getting brown, but the inside won't.
Yeah, I don't want that. I want that banana to start getting rotten so that I can turn it into banana bread.
Well, then just, buy bananas. My God.
Anyway, back to my point. One is the resurrection spells necromancy, or are they transmutation or something?
I'm pretty sure necromancy.
I don't know why your character cares.
This is a me question.
Okay.
You got a
I'm
book to
like,
your left.
okay, are we still in-game chatting, or is this...
Necromancy.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure is reincarnate not necromancy? Is that one of the things?
But yes, Steve, look up necromancy.
Transmutation.
Steve is to look into necromancy.
Yeah.
Molly's on guards. Recruiting, discreet carpenter, making stuff, and
Money trails.
money trails.
Yes.
Let's see, it's Saturday, so Doomstayer finishes up on Sunday?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, Doomsayer finishes up today. Ship Sunday, money on Monday.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, but I show everyone my current map and mark where I found what's his name's place.
Okay, copy.
Yes,
Which is... You have a map of the sewers.
Yeah. Are there actual street signs where I can just give an address to?
Yeah, so you
Yeah.
can just... it's a city. There's addresses.
Yeah, give the
Even in the
address to this
slums?
place.
Yes, even in the slums.
But then I'll go back to mapping sewers today. Not needed for preaching. And I'll check out the house tonight. Will you come and help rob this place?
Yeah, absolutely.
And or assassinate this man? Or maybe...
Absolutely. Absadoodle.
Yeah, you ended up getting access to silence, didn't you?
Yep.
I have that ritual.
We're just out back. And silence on the house. Now we go in.
Well, it's only like a certain range.
It's like 20-foot radius, so 40 feet. That house might be that
size.
size.
10.
Yeah.
That is 20 foot.
Yeah.
20-foot radius sphere.
So that might cover a house.
Yeah, you get in the middle, especially if you're on the second floor. Cover most of it.
Keep it all quiet like.
So just stab a guy 67 times.
Mm-hmm.
He ran into my knife. He ran into my knife 10 times.
Never saw it. Craziest thing.
Oh my god, is that what I've been doing to people? I'm a monster. I belong in here. Okie dokie.
So, yeah, that's what I do by morning. So, me and Huxley go back off to explore.
Explore more sewers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Off to church.
I had to work on Yank. Do I notice anything unusual as I get there?
What?
The things she's keeping secret. Are there things that are obviously going different? As she's invited the filthy and the smelly people, and yet didn't bother to try and do anything to make sure that there is some method of them cleaning themselves as they come in to hang out with their normal congregation.
Oh, yeah. When you get there, yes. There's a bunch of dirty, smelly people there.
I have a
The
pair...
pores have come.
Yeah. I have a pair of
Shoot.
basins.
Guessed completely wrong.
I have my own wash basin.
does yours magically you touch the thing clean? Because I'm pretty sure that was what I have, right? It's like a weird utility magic. Is that what you have, or do you just have your...
No, I just have my religious one. If you want to...
Because are mine installed, or are they movable?
Yours are installed.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Something that we would have wanted to know about, maybe bring up. But anyways.
Well, he has a cleaning ritual as part of his religion.
Okay.
Religions are way less useful if there's not a huge obnoxious ritual behind it.
And this one is clean yourself up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but none of them have really been to a service before, so they don't know. Yeah. But yeah, usually your congregation is fairly nice smelling. There's about 40 or 50 stinky people here because they were promised food.
Ah, okay.
I wander around the church for my rest.
Okay.
Just to keep an eye and see if things go, crazy.
Yeah, you can just kind of hang out in the back.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that's what I kept trying to get you to bring up during the meeting, but my character doesn't know. But you're just like, it's a normal service. I'm like...
The food does show up.
All right.
It is put out.
No.
Where are you having them put it?
Yeah, I'll have them put them in whatever on just one side of the warehouse.
Okay.
As far as like, whatever, not like behind the podium, I guess.
But not to where they can just go grab it all and sit down while you're eating?
Yeah.
Sit down while you're eating.
Sit down while you're eating. Yeah, no. Well, as they're coming in, they'll have to go through the. I'll be teaching them the cleansing ritual first, in order to be able to do that, and then I'll have the food in the back, so that they have to go through this first before.
Okay, so you're gonna make them sit through the service before they get to the food.
Yeah. Before you get to eat, you have to sit through the service and learn.
That's how they do it.
Learn the ritual.
Here's a timeshare presentation.
Yeah, and it's like have the food all wrapped up first, so that they're not getting their hands into it.
Okay. So you're not gonna let me mess with your thing by having people being rowdy and eating. Okay.
Yeah, no. And just like no.
Also, he's making them wash their hands before they...
Yep.
Yeah.
And if the water gets dirty, I got prestidigitation. I'll just zap it clean.
Yeah. Okay. So
We're doing plenty of that.
Your general cleanliness ritual.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely some funk of unwashed bottom, but works out.
Yeah, it's like, it's important for Renette that when you face her with your best face forward. So being clean and presentable is important.
Did you give me a survival roll?
No, it's 24.
Okay. Yeah, you get another portion of it done, but it's not like another like.
Yeah.
So,
Because I'm sitting at 50% now.
Yeah.
so I had an extra 50 people show up.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you told 5 friends, and they told 5 friends.
Also, did you go and have your cleric show up?
Yeah, he'd be here.
Okay.
And this is our only church for right now, so...
Too bad you're preaching an actual church. I mean, you could be out there preaching prosperity gospel. Makes so much money.
Send me $4. I'll send you $1 back with some oil on it.
Seed money.
Seed money.
It works
Our Lady
so
of
good.
Perpetual Exemption.
Makes so much money. You could be robbing these.
I mean,
idiots
to be
blind.
fair, we are supposed to be playing evil characters.
Yeah. What's more evil than prosperity gospel?
And it's like, but yeah, I will go ahead and, during part of the service, go ahead and ask for anybody who's willing to give and to forward the blessings of Renette onto the poor, unfortunate souls, if you could donate what you can.
Okay, so you're doing a standard service?
Yeah, I'll be doing a...
I'm just saying, there's a bunch of people who aren't actually converted in the crowd, and do recall that there is the thing that you can try to auto-convert.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing an auto-conversion, teaching them about the religion, and...
Oh, okay. Then you have to roll for auto-conversion.
Okay.
Because you have the DC...
Right.
21.
Yeah, DC 21 perform in order to be able to activate it.
Mm-hmm.
For what? There's 7 or 3?
It's DC 7.
Yeah.
It's a third of what the DC is.
Yeah.
So I get 2 12s, so that gets me 23. Yeah.
Hey, there you go.
So, yeah, auto conversion active.
Auto conversion activate. I don't care about the weather. Why? Why?
What is the weather tomorrow? Eh?
It's hot. It's fucking hot.
What's less suspicious, do you think? Mauled to death by a bear or head beaten in with a mace?
Alright, you got
That's
12 with your auto conversion.
Well, do we leave behind a bear? We can actually, if you're just become a bear, that's a little suspicious.
In the
If there's a
city,
bear that you can leave sitting in his home,
probably, probably the mace.
how'd this bear get it? I mean, but if there's still a bear when they get back.
A live
Then-
bear.
Yeah. It's like, if it has to be you, that doesn't work. But if we could just bring in a bear, then, I mean, yeah, it's a little suspicious, but there's the bear, that's the culprit.
They're just looking, who recently bought a bear and is like, use this as an assassination weapon?
And also, I don't want to get on the wrong side of that person.
I mean, you'd have to have a lot of patience with them. I mean, they have to bear with them.
Gotta bear with it.
Uh-huh. No, we brought up bears. Bears are one of his top go-to puns.
Oh, yeah.
Enough so that I have managed to use them when I've needed puns. Because he's taught them to me.
Impossible.
You know, what I would really
Your
like if
mind
there
was
a
a barren field.
yeah, if there was actually
See?
poisons that worked in this world.
Poisons that kill instead of doing X damage.
Yeah.
I'm not giving you auto death poison.
Well, no, not even auto death poisons. Just ones like, and you drink it in the thing, and maybe they die, but they'll probably pass this like DC 12 thing and have nothing bad happen to them.
Dude,
Yeah, no, it's a problem of D&D, not this world.
I'm sorry the world's too balanced for you?
Yes.
What do you want from me?
The world is balanced around no instant-giving people. Everything is.
No, you rely on Dion Fiat.
Yeah, you would have to narratively kill them with poison.
Yeah.
Or just get one of the ones that does, like, enough 12d6 poison damage. If they fail their save.
What's that DC, though?
19.
Oh, okay.
That's probably pretty expensive, though.
It's injury and purple worm.
And also the one you make up of your non-magical,
Yeah.
just pull stuff out of your pocket.
Yeah, creation wizards. Boof. Poison.
Yeah.
Thirsty? Okay, so that's you. That's your day. Yanking. Adam?
Yeah, after yank. Yes, I yanked first. You asked if I was doing that. Yes.
Dirty boy.
What?
Yanking.
Yeah,
Nope.
I'm trying to.
We're just gonna go ahead and let this one pass like a ship in the night.
What?
Next.
Yeah, as you observe, you need a save.
Yeah, you stuck around.
Oh,
and
yeah,
did
you stuck.
conversion.
Well, what? Or did you stick around inside, or just?
No, I'm outside waiting for I'm expecting thugs to show up to crash her party.
That was you. You were the thug.
No, I mean she's getting all these people from the slums and feeding them.
Oh, okay.
I'm expecting people to come and cause trouble.
Well, they were gonna do that, but the guy didn't show up, so.
Oh. To be fair, man, I wish you would have showed up for the.
But that's what I was doing. I wanted to. I was going to loiter around the outside looking for people
Okay,
coming
then
to
yes,
cause
you
trouble.
don't get converted.
Oh, that's the job I was going to do, huh?
You should have taken it. That would have been
Yeah.
great. You weren't really much up in the
Strange.
meeting, anyways.
Just like you didn't show up to your meeting, the thugs also did not show up.
Who knew? Well, the things go off without a hitch due to my protection.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You'd have been better able to protect if you'd have taken that job.
Yeah, but then I would have had to actually do it. I mean, you can't just take a job and then not do it.
You can when you can switch faces and that person doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, I
And you
know.
would have gotten fed twice.
That's true. Would have got fed twice.
No, let's be fair. He would have gotten fed 3 times. He would have had lunch at the service.
Yeah, that was the second time.
Oh yeah, I guess you wouldn't get the 3rd feeding if you
To go
didn't
back,
do the
couldn't
job.
go back
yeah.
and do it.
Yeah, I know where that church is. Well, this seems to be a fight pit.
Okay. So it is after hours. We're gonna do Mother June's evening and your evening because your guys' evening is going to be a bit more intensive. So we're gonna get to that next time.
Yeah.
Mother June's first.
Yeah. Okay. Go for it.
So,
So you've had your
Yeah.
service. It's about noon. Nothing really exciting happens. Everyone goes to lunch. All the food gets eaten because there's a lot more people than you thought was going to show up. But the people who live in the area kind of noticed what you were doing, and a lot of them abstain from eating to make sure that the hungrier people get their run through.
They noticed that you do the preaching to the choir kind of, oh, there's new people thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, they figured it out real quick.
Yeah. And so that goes off. It's about 1 o'clock by the time everyone's fed. So you do have some time left in your day.
alright.
What was the actual total? Because she got catering for 100. How many showed up?
There was a little over 100. There's about 110.
Yeah, okay.
But again, 50 of that was the newer people.
And they probably wanted more than just a single sandwich.
Well, there was the soup and the salad.
Oh, sure.
Remember,
Yeah.
it was a nice catering. He didn't
Yeah,
pay
it
for
wasn't
something.
just a sandwich. It was
Yeah,
like
no, he
soup.
got proper catering.
Yeah, there was soup
With
involved
tea?
too. Yeah,
Yeah.
with some big
Sugar
old,
water?
big old sweet taste.
Sugar water,
Yeah.
Oh, you must not be from around here.
sugar water.
Let's be
Well,
fair,
to be
honey
fair,
water.
honey. Yeah, because of the buses, the bees of unusual size.
But yeah, for the rest of my evening, say I'll go ahead and go back to the Red Inn and see if anybody needs anything, I guess.
There's,
You
you
go
could
in there?
cleric train too.
Yeah, I guess is my cleric around?
Yeah, your cleric was with you through the whole thing.
I'll train him.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and give Fleetfoot some more one-on-one
Some
time.
more one-on-one instructions. Run him through the rituals.
Yeah. Oh, that's something that I've wanted to do. I want to come up with a religious ritual for rebirth. To be like my own style of baptism, basically.
So you can have born again.
So are you gonna like swaddle them and make them like struggle their way out of it? Like, yeah, sure, you can come up with some born again.
Probably something.
Fire based.
Yeah, fire based, like
Yeah.
passing through the fire.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can, but it's not necessarily what the leave the don't sell drugs. Chain of command is absolute. Oh, that is the Pyre's rules.
yeah.
That's I am looking at the wrong thing.
It would probably be akin to maybe something almost grafting, because I mean there was definitely a thing about that the church is family, so it is like almost as if being born into this family.
I wrote it down.
Churches, families, followers of Renette help each other. Strength is a virtue. Oppose evil. Renette is about for giving acts done for her faith. Be charitable. Be adaptable.
Yeah, it is the god of rebirth,
Rebirth.
so yes, it is.
Yeah, is the god of rebirth to purify corruption in people's hearts. Need to be reborn. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you can do a ritual of rebirth. I mean, you'll have to design the ritual, so that will be a profession check for free.
Knowledge religion.
Do you have the spell ceremony?
I mean, yeah.
No.
you could do that, but that would be an actual spell ceremony as opposed to a religious ritual.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't even have access to it.
Probably would be some sort of religion check, is probably how it would.
Yeah, it would be. Religion's already intelligence based, yeah?
Yep.
And yeah, it'd be a number of religion checks to meet a DC to craft a ritual.
Okay. Then, yeah, I'll start working on that too.
Okay. You don't really have time with that for today because you're training. But
Sure. But that's something
the
that
seed is planted,
yeah.
which will give me time to come up with rules.
I nap for about an hour after Yank, and then I go to find them to figure out what we're doing for going into the house.
Oh, you're going with them.
I'm going with them.
Okay.
I've seen some pretty good things for today.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, that's look forward to that next time. Thanks for joining us. I know we're cutting it a little bit short today, but that's just because next time we're starting off with a B&E, and I want to make sure they have all the time in the world for that. So thanks for joining us. Like, comment, subscribe, check out the other content on the channel, and we will catch you next time. Bye.